Hello, my name is Mayan Shah with RVMax.us, and today I have this 2000 Monaco Diplomat 38D. Now, this is a double slide coach, and it does have the ISC 8.3 liter Cummins, as well as some nice options that you could get in 2000. This is a one owner coach, and it does need a few things, but overall, you've got a good product and a good baseline to start with. And in this price range, you're really not going to find anything perfect, but this has a lot of wanted features that you want to get. So as far as bang for your buck, look no further. Now up front, we've got the 7,500 watt Onan quiet diesel generator. It's got about 1,300 hours on it, and it's running right now. It runs great. This was actually an optional feature on this coach in 2000 because the standard equipment was a 6.5 kilowatt Onan propane generator, and a lot of coaches around this era still had propane generators. So it's quite nice that previous owners opted to get that 7,500 watt generator, because that's really what you want. Now you've got dual pane, or there's two panes for the front windshield. They're in good condition. The seals look excellent, actually. I think I see a little rock chip right there, not too big, and this one is free from any that I see. The 3M coating is kind of it's starting to go bad, but you could have this removed. It's not really doing anything bad, it just doesn't look the best. You could spend a day with it with a heat gun, or however you want to do it, and take it off yourself if you wanted to. Right here, we've just got a storage compartment with our windshield wiper fluid, also some electronics for our indicator sock, as well as cruise control and things like that. Now up front, the date codes on these front tires are 2017s, and this coach has the optional aluminum wheels, so these are made by Alcoa, versus the standard coach. And a lot of coaches, especially in this price range, they're called aluminum wheel simulators. They're basically hubcaps. This one does not have that. Now right here we have a storage compartment, and up top you can see a motor for your slide out. Now this is a massive pass-through storage compartment, very deep, very wide. Overall, a huge compartment here. And please excuse the coach, it's a little dirty right now. We've had a good bit of rain. And here we have a little scuff. That could probably be polished out if you wanted to, or cut out. Cut as in if you cut the paint using a buffer and then polish out. Now this is your wet bay here. Pretty straightforward. You have your valve over there, which you can switch from using the water source as a local pressure supply, or switching from to send the fresh water to your tank. You also have a let's see, fresh flush. What is this guy right here? Oh, must be open. We're using this inlet. Okay, so this is a sewer flush. That's really nice to have. And then looks like you just got fresh water tap right there. Nice. You've also got switches to turn your pump on. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, this needs a door handle, obviously. It may be somewhere in the coach, but I mean, you could still open it and access it. It just doesn't look perfect, but it's still functional. Now right here, we have our driver's side dually. Again, those gorgeous Alcoa aluminum wheels. And the exterior of the coach, fundamentally, it looks good. You've got straight walls. There's nothing really bad going on in it. I mean, you could probably buff it and make it look even better, but the decals are actually not too bad. They look pretty decent. This is the laurel leaf color scheme that they've got on this coach. You got some scuffs right here, little scratches. And the purpose of these videos, we're showing you that this is a lot of bang for your buck. It's a great coach, but it's not perfect. It's a 2000 model, and the price is great too. They've got a 5,000 pound towing capacity back here. Now this is a rear radiated 8.3 liter ISC Cummins. Which is super nice. This is a step above the ISB, so if you're looking at Discoveries or other sports coaches, and nothing wrong with those coaches, we have them in stock too, they're great. But this is more of a semi-truck engine that you'll see in those kind of things versus the 5.9 they'll put into Dodge trucks and things like that. And they're reliable, good engines, but it's nice to have a little more power. You know, we could all use a little more power. And it's hooked up, it's making 950 foot-pound of torque, I believe at 1600 RPM. And it's sending power to the wheels through a Allison 6-speed transmission push button. It's the 3060 model. And they call it the World Series transmission. So you've got a backup camera here. Now we're gonna get on the roof in just a minute. And let me show you the roof real quick. Let's go up there. All right, we're up on the roof. Now this actually has an aluminum roof, which is one of my favorite building construction materials for a roof. That and fiberglass, but I love aluminum. And that's what this has. And I was surprised to see that on the specifications for it. Now right here we have our satellite dish, standard antenna. Then we have our 2 air horns, which by the way sound great. Monaco has some of the best air horn sounds out there. Now by the way, this awning is all crooked because I released one arm and then the other arm is still extended because I just walked up here to do this video. So don't mind that, but the condition of that awning looks fantastic. That's an acrylic awning. That's a high-end awning right there. This right here is a little broken, but we can probably replace that. I think we've got some in stock. This is the ventilation for your refrigerator. Max Air covers on your fans, which is fantastic, which means, that basically means you could have your fans open when it's raining or if it's really windy. The bathroom does not have one, but the other 2 do, and that's really nice. That's your sunlight for your shower, your rear low profile air conditioner. The roof looks good, and I like this. This is an intake for your engine. I don't know if that just adds cooling air in there or is also for the intake part. But it's pretty neat to see a little vent for the engine there. Roof looks excellent. I love the construction material, like I said. So, all right. A 20-year-old coach, it's crazy to say that, 20 years old. Just push that in a little bit. Now you have a storage compartment here, and this is actually an inverter. That's very nice to have. That'll allow you to plug in your iPhone, use the outlets, your TVs, and your microwave just running off the batteries. Now this coach has all new batteries. So the coach side batteries, which are over here, and the chassis side batteries right there, we replaced them all. And by the way, this is a cutoff for your chassis side, and this is a cutoff for your house battery, so it's nice to have those main disconnects. We plan on storing the coach. Oh, now one thing I want to mention, before we walk too far away from it, let's go back here and just take another look at this engine. I'm going to open this up real quick because I forgot to do that. By the way, this is detachable, so you can just take that off. I'm going to set that down on the ground. Now, rear radiator, not too much to see here, but I wanted to point out about the engine. So, by the way, your engine oil, you still have access, even though it's a rear radiator, to your engine transmission oils, and as well as your radiator coolant. So it's nice to see that. This is a Roadmaster chassis, and the engine, the 8.3 liter ISC, actually had an exhaust leak, which is common if you have an older diesel. Sometimes the exhaust will start leaking. So we've actually went ahead and fixed that. So it's got a new exhaust manifold. Now this rides, like I said, on a Roadmaster chassis. It's got 8 outboard airbags, and that's a lot, by the way. It's called an Air Glide from Roadmaster. That's what they call it. And the outboard means they're a little wider. It gives you a little more resistance to swaying, especially if you get passed by a truck. And they're also assisted with 8 struts too. Now this is your passenger side dually. And right here is your hot water heater. Let me open this up, because I wanted to check. Yes, 10 gallons. So that's an option, right? By the way, these are little things that I'm trying to point out that differentiate this coach from other models. And a lot of coaches come with 6 gallons back in the day. This is a 10 gallon. Right here is your propane tank. That is a 34 gallon propane tank. And it is horizontally mounted, which is nice. What that means is instead of using up a huge compartment, we still have massive compartment space over there, even for a 38 footer, and the propane tank doesn't take up a lot of space. Now this is the other side of that massive pass-through storage compartment. And then you have another pretty large storage compartment here. There's also power outlets here. So you've got your power outlets, you've got LED lights out here. Oh, those aren't LEDs, sorry, my bad. Regular lights. And then, but you also have cable as well as like a phone jack. So that's really nice that you can plug in there. You can have, essentially meaning you have an outdoor entertainment system going on. Now I didn't mention the rear tires are actually, they're 2010 date code, so the front tires are 17, pretty new. The rear tires are a bit dated. What we can do, we can work something out in the price where maybe we'll take these 2017s, put them in the back, then get 4 new tires. So we'll put the 17s as the dually, inside dually, then get 4 new tires for the front 2 and then the outside and the back. We'll work that out in negotiating. If you beat us down too much, obviously you want to do the work yourself, we'll give you a little better deal, but then you'll have to take it with that and you go do it on your own. Again, in this price range, it's kind of hard to be nitpicky and too perfect. But again, that's benefiting you as the consumer as long as you're okay with working with it, because you'll come out ahead later. These things really aren't going to depreciate that much. It's already it hasn't maximum depreciated, but if you look at the depreciation curve as, let's say, it's sort of like a negative exponent, if I'm trying to think, or a logarithmic thing. So you start to get towards the top of the graph, and the amount of depreciation per increment of year has just significantly decreased. So in the beginning, you buy a coach, it's brand new, it's going to take a big hit. Again, if you're looking at a certain graph, it'll start leveling out towards the top, towards the later years, and this thing is leveling out. So you're really not going to lose that much money, especially if you pay a good price for it. And excuse my terrible math, I can't remember what type of graph looks like where it decreases as X goes on. I believe that's logarithmic. Anyways, I don't know what to say now. All right, we're down off the roof now. Now on the passenger side of the coach, there are no slides since this is the double slide variant. I think the only double slide model Diplomat from 2000. Anyways, the slides are on the other side, and it gives you good access to see down the coach. There's no significant delim or anything like that. There's actually still glaze going on. This is a gel coat finish. So again, the exterior paint and the gel coat is actually in pretty decent condition. I've got a little scratch right here. Not too big of a deal. Again, this is a 20-year-old coach. It's crazy to say that, 20 years old. Just push that in a little bit. Now you have a storage compartment here, and this is actually an inverter. That's very nice to have. That'll allow you to plug in your iPhone, use the outlets, your TVs, and your microwave just running off the batteries. Now this coach has all new batteries. So the coach side batteries, which are over here, and the chassis side batteries right there, we replaced them all. And by the way, this is a cutoff for your chassis side, and this is a cutoff for your house battery, so it's nice to have those main disconnects. We plan on storing the coach. Oh, now one thing I want to mention, before we walk too far away from it, let's go back here and just take another look at this engine. I'm going to open this up real quick because I forgot to do that. By the way, this is detachable, so you can just take that off. I'm going to set that down on the ground. Now, rear radiator, not too much to see here, but I wanted to point out about the engine. So, by the way, your engine oil, you still have access, even though it's a rear radiator, to your engine transmission oils, and as well as your radiator coolant, so it's nice to see that. This is a Roadmaster chassis, and the engine, the 8.3 liter ISC, actually had an exhaust leak, which, is common if you have an older diesel. Sometimes, the exhaust will start leaking. So we've actually went ahead and fixed that. So it's got a new exhaust manifold. Now this rides, like I said, on a Roadmaster chassis. It's got 8 outboard airbags, and that's a lot, by the way. It's called an Air Glide from Roadmaster, that's what they call it. And the outboard means they're a little wider. It gives you a little more resistance to swaying, especially if you get passed by a truck. And they're also assisted with 8 struts too. Now this is your passenger side dually. And right here is your hot water heater. Let me open this up, because I wanted to check. Yes, 10 gallons. So that's an option, right? By the way, these are little things that I'm trying to point out that differentiate this coach from other models. And a lot of coaches come with 6 gallons back in the day. This is a 10 gallon. Right here is your propane tank. That is a 34-gallon propane tank, and it is horizontally mounted, which is nice. What that means is instead of using up a huge compartment, we still have massive compartment space over there, even for a 38-footer, and the propane tank doesn't take up a lot of space. Now, this is the other side of that massive pass-through storage compartment. And then you have another pretty large storage compartment here. There's also power outlets here. So you've got your power outlets, you've got LED lights out here. Oh, those aren't LEDs, sorry, my bad. Regular lights. And then, but you also have cable as well as like a phone jack. So that's really nice that you can plug in there. You can have, essentially meaning you have an outdoor entertainment system going on. Now, I didn't mention the rear tires are actually, they're 2010 date code, so the front tires are 17, pretty new. The rear tires are a bit dated. What we can do, we can work something out in the price where maybe we'll take these 2017s, put them in the back, then get 4 new tires. So we'll put the 17s as the dually, inside dually, then get 4 new tires for the front 2 and then the outside and the back. We'll work that out in negotiation. If you beat us down too much, obviously you want to do the work yourself, we'll give you a little better deal, but then you'll have to take it with that and you go do it on your own. Again, in this price range, it's kind of hard to be nitpicky and too perfect. But again, that's benefiting you as the consumer as long as you're okay with working with it, because you'll come out ahead later. These things really aren't going to depreciate that much. It's already it hasn't maximum depreciated, but if you look at the depreciation curve as, let's say, it's sort of like a negative exponent, if I'm trying to think, or a logarithmic thing. So you start to get towards the top of the graph, and the amount of depreciation per increment of year has just significantly decreased. So in the beginning, you buy a coach, it's brand new, it's going to take a big hit. Again, if you're looking at a certain graph, it'll start leveling out towards the top, towards the later years, and this thing is leveling out. So you're really not going to lose that much money, especially if you pay a good price for it. And excuse my terrible math, I can't remember what type of graph looks like where it decreases as X goes on. I believe that's logarithmic. Anyways, all right, let's go ahead and get on the interior of this coach. And right when you first walk into it, you can see it's got these beautiful stairs. We paid extra to get the stairs finished with this wood, and this is luxurious vinyl plank is what it is. It costs about $2 per square feet, I think $2.50. And we also finished the step cover as well. So it looks gorgeous immediately when you open the door. It looks a whole lot better than the old carpet. And by the way, it's the natural log. I guess if you get the right. Anyways, I got pretty sidetracked on that math thing, and it was irritating me that I couldn't remember. Anyway, let's get on. All right, we're on the interior of this coach, and one of the best things that we do here is take out the carpeting and replace it with this luxurious vinyl planking. And these actually interlock with each other, so they provide some resistance to liquids so they don't get down into the subfloor, and it just looks a whole lot better than the original carpet did in this coach. And nothing against carpet, but most people prefer this, and it just makes sense in an RV, especially since we did it all in the stepwell and all that. And we also took out the carpet in the bedroom area and replaced it with the same flooring. Now this flooring goes really well with all the colors in here. All the couches, you see, especially with these couches up here, this couch, the co-pilot and pilot chair, there's white, and it contrasts very well with the dark flooring. Now right here we have our dining area, and this is actually put out in extended mode. So this is a leaf, this part right here where the seam is, so you can take that out and make it short. So let's say if your slides are in, or if you're just not eating, you can have a little more living space. But right now this can comfortably seat 4 people, which is pretty nice. We have our thermostat right here, and this does have 2 low profile roof air conditioners. And then your furnace control is also in this same duotherm controller. Now right here, this has the optional 4-door refrigerator that is equipped with an ice maker. and it actually looks pretty clean. A lot of times they'll be rusting here and you'll have to replace them, but this one looks good. Now the 38D, and actually I like this mirror a lot. I know it just makes it look like it's bigger, but it actually feels like it's bigger with this mirror. Now the 38D actually has the largest kitchen space area, and this countertop is pretty big. I mean, it goes more than half of the slide out area to make a lot of space for cooking. I mean, right here you could have a good sized prep area. You could even have, let's say, one of these taken out. So then you have this side for your sink, and you still have this countertop space there. And these are all Corian inserts, by the way. Now, right here we have our 3-burner gas stove. That just sits up there like that. And up top we have a Sharp convection oven. It's a carousel. Now, this is our dual stainless sink with Corian inserts. And I like the little lip in Corian they've done here. So if you get some water there, you know, it won't get into your wallpaper or anything like that. And there's also a little lip here. Again, nice feature. And there's lots of cabinet space down below here too. And up top. And I like this wood. It looks like an oak wood. And the finish is pretty good, actually. If you open it up and look at it, the quality is nice. It's definitely a Monaco, and you can tell by looking at the wood and just the quality of it. I like this fascia up here. Fascia. It's like one of the first times I've said that word. It looks pretty nice. You've got like a matching like material up there that goes with the chairs as well as your front shade here. Now this couch, the colors, it's actually a pretty, it's not the most, it's more of a pastel green, and the colors match a lot of other colors within the coach. So if you see this blue here and some of the leaves, match this blue on your Corian countertops. And the other colors within it go with various colors throughout the coach. It's actually, this is part of the laurel leaf color specification. Now right up here we have our pilot chair, which is swiveled. Now this co-pilot chair also swivels, but I couldn't get it to swivel right now. So right now it's just facing that way. And by the way, this your TV's up there, by the way. And you can replace that for pretty cheap if you wanted to. You could put a pretty big TV there if you wanted as well. Now this is an option, and I really like it. This is the J-size couch, or the J-shaped couch. All right, let's take a step back into the bathroom area, which is another superbly well fit bathroom area. And we're gonna start right here. So let's just take a look. We've got all this tile flooring in the bathroom. Our toilet is separate over here to your right. We have a pocket door right here. And check out all the cabinet space that comes with this coach. Right here we've got a little wardrobe. Pretty sizable. Let me shut that. Down there we've got 2 drawers. And then we have this shelving space, pretty deep too. Then up top, we have another wardrobe. And by the way, this coach is equipped with the hookups for a washer dryer. So right now you can use it as wardrobe space, but if you plan on going on longer term trips, you've got the air outlet, hot water, cold water, and the power. So you could easily throw in a washer dryer combo, or even maybe a washer dryer stack here. So that's really nice. The hookups are the main thing that holds people back from putting them in the coach. Now right here we have another wardrobe. So like I said, lots of space, and 2 drawers down there. And the woodwork is great. The finish is beautiful. There's actually a good bit of space in this bathroom area. Let's take a look at your toilet. Tile, pretty spacious, porcelain toilet. We've also got a fan up top. Now this is matching Corian from the front kitchen area. And you've got a little vanity as well. And there's space down here, and there's space up top as well. All right, now for the shower. Just gonna lift it up, get it over that lip. So this is a pretty spacious shower, actually. Very deep. I'm just gonna step into it to show you. Yeah, pretty spacious. It's not the tallest shower I've ever been in, but the width is excellent. close this. That seal needs to be put back in. Another pocket door right here separates the bedroom area from your bathroom area. I'm going to step here first. This is a cozy little bedroom, warm colors all around, and you got that big window over there, and I like this. So basically, this entire slide out is a wardrobe. So not only do you have that wardrobe space up there, you also have this wardrobe space right here. And this one is huge. That's a huge wardrobe. I mean, look, I can walk in here. Kaya could, the camera person could actually not duck and stand in this wardrobe. So it's not exactly a walk-in wardrobe, but Kaya can, it's Kaya walkable. Close that, and you can open it from this side as well. And if you didn't think that was enough space, you have another like mini wardrobe right here. Adjust. With the same idea on the other side, and then you've got all this space up top. Actually, this is your main breaker. But this will be space, yep. Close that. Again, woodwork is very nice. Monaco woodwork is pretty superb and definitely higher quality than most of its competition. Now there's some stains here, and what my dad told me these stains came from, according to the previous owners, was that it came from when the thing had an exhaust leak. So I guess some exhaust fumes got up here, and now you have this little black marks. You could actually get that out. We've got chemicals that can take it out if you wanted to do that. Obviously, we can probably go ahead and do that and see if we can get it out. Maybe we can, maybe we can't. But I mean, there are no water leaks whatsoever. It's got a nice roof and no significant delamination, no smells whatsoever in here. It's completely odorless. So the interior is very nice. There's no soft points in the walls, anything like that. And same thing with the ceiling. There's no soft points or like sagging roof lines or anything like that. All right, I think we've cleared the exterior and interior of the coach, and it's time to go get it on the road. So let's get to it. All right, so this coach actually has a good amount of space with the slides in. Even with the dinette in full extended mode, you can walk through the coach with ease, not having to turn or squeeze by anything at all. And that's the benefit of not having massive slides, is you get a whole lot more quick, easy access to the coach with the slides in. So you can get to your bathroom quite easily, your shower area. You can even walk around in the bedroom area. So super nice amount of space with the slides in. And this is an overlooked feature, but a lot of times when you're on the road and you just pull over, you want to make yourself some food or go to the bathroom, check it out. I can quickly cook here. I'm not like in here like this trying to cook. Look, I can step back, look at everything. Somebody can walk by if they want. I can be here cooking. You can eat your food. Look, get behind the chair. With this extended. Now, if this was put back in, which let me show what that looks like. This goes in place there. And actually, this gets stowed underneath. But I'm not going to show you that real quick because I'm going to put it back in extended mode. But that's it. Now look at the space. Set that there for now. Look at the space now. Immense amount of space in here. Easily walk around. All right, we're getting on the highway now with this coach. And I do have to say, I really like the instrument cluster as well as the steering wheel. I know it's not a smart steering wheel, but it's such a pure look. You know, it's kind of like if you drive an old car, like an old Ferrari or something, or an old BMW, like a racing steering wheel. There's no airbag. There's no buttons on it. It just looks amazing. And that's what this looks great. This looks fantastic. It's such a good steering wheel. I feel like I'm driving a bus, and I really like that. Instrument cluster is beautiful. All the covers, they're like a plexiglass, but it's shiny, and it looks beautiful. It looks like glass, but I don't think it is, but it looks very nice. I got my water temperature, all my gauges look great. We're up at 70 miles an hour right now, and the coach runs really nice. I'm gonna try to set cruise control. Oh, I just put out the step cover there. Let's see. Trying to figure out cruise control on the go, which is not the smartest thing, so I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, the coach drives good. 6-speed Allison transmission. Exhaust brake is pretty nice as well, and that's just another big benefit of having a diesel coach. It just feels so much more stable than a gas coach, and that's, common knowledge. But to those of you looking in this price range, there's no gas coach out there that's going to drive like this. That's just a fact. Of course, it does come to personal preference. If you prefer a gas coach for some reason, to you, maybe it doesn't drive as good as whatever gas coach you have in mind. But to me, and to what the consensus feels like, is that most people agree that diesels drive better. And nothing to put against gas coaches. It's just these things are made for going real long trips, and you just can't match that stability you get from the air ride suspension, especially a Roadmaster air ride suspension with 8 airbags and full air brakes. You got the exhaust brake. The engine's way in the back, so you don't hear it very much, whereas a gas coach, you'll be sitting on top of the engine. And again, there are benefits to having a gas coach, but I'm just doing sort of a cross analysis here, a comparison. That ISC has plenty of power. Transmission shifts beautifully. If I lay into it, it'll upshift just fine, and get the guts out of that engine, get the boost out of that turbo. But other than that, I'm chilling in 6-speed. It's running strong. 155,000 miles is no miles for a diesel like this. This is made to go 500,000 to 1,000,000 miles in those big semi trucks. And when they're in those big semi trucks, they're towing a whole lot more weight than this thing is. All right, here's the exhaust brake. So it's that left button right there. Flick it on. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. You see my feet. 20, all the way down to 15 miles an hour, and that's when it cuts out. So strong exhaust brake. Again, I really like this steering wheel. Surprisingly, and this may come hard to believe, this is probably my favorite steering wheel you can get in a bus. And I know it doesn't do the cruise control, and it is really nice to have the cruise control and the steering wheel and all that stuff like the smart wheels do. But if you're a driving enthusiast, I like having more pure of an experience and a connection to the chassis and the frame and the bus. And I feel like I have that more. I feel like there's more, I don't know, I'm trying to bring in how I think about driving performance cars to a bus, and that's not very good, but I like the steering wheel, and I like the view, I like my perspective from where I'm sitting. I'm sitting a little higher up, so I have a good view of my face of the coach and where it's at. It's a good perspective is what I'm trying to say here. And the windows actually wrap around a good bit. Actually, if you see those panoramic windows, which are the one-piece windshields, they really don't wrap around as much as this does. And this is a 2-pane. I mean, it's almost perpendicular to the other glass. It's almost a 90-degree angle. It's pretty nice. And around town, it drives great. I mean, I'm not even thinking, I can't even remember what, the circumstances were on that last turn. I'm driving out of subconscious at this point. That's how easy it is to drive. Once you get used to these buses, it's nothing. But especially this one. It feels small in the lane, and listen to it. It's pretty quiet. There's not too much rattling, not much air noise at all. The wind noise is pretty good. If I can remember, I'm looking at my camera person because I kind of forgot. This is pretty good compared to other RVs. Honest opinion? Moderate compared to other RVs. And guess what? All the other RVs we drive most of the time, Prevos, 2019 Dutch Star, King Airs, Country Coach. We're driving a lot of coaches that are way above the price range in this, and this one is competing with those as far as sound quality goes in here. You can't get around the fact that it's a Roadmaster bus built by Monaco with a nice ISC. You got the muscle. If you pull up next to a Discovery, you got to challenge them to a race. And I'm not trying to put the Discoveries down. There's a lot of benefits to having a Discovery too, but this one has a lot of nicer products that those things won't have until later, like that aluminum roof, like the aluminum wheels, like the ISC Cummins. There's a lot of things. The 8 airbag chassis, the Roadmaster chassis in general is one of my favorite chassis manufacturers. So yeah, great driving bus. There's not much else to say here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And if you have any more questions about the coach, or if you'd like to come take a look at it in person, please call or text me at 864-376-5600. And the reason I'm giving my number out again is because Clemson University does not have class now until like April 5th. So I'm just hanging out at home, doing my, I'm studying, reading books, hanging out, detailing cars. Give me a call. We can talk about the coach. Anyways, thanks for watching and keep checking out our YouTube channel. We got a lot of cool coaches coming in.